better than doors that don't go up, especially when they're on a McLaren F1. There's a Cars and Coffee nearby that's currently going on that I'm a little bit late for, but there's a McLaren Sabre and a McLaren F1 there right now, so I think that's worth trying to stop by at least. We've got the weird decision now of which car to take, the C8, hiding behind back there, or the R8, or the Shelby, and I think because the R8's the new one and I haven't driven it much recently, I want to take the R8 out. McLaren Chicago brought a proper lineup of cars, but the highlights are going to be the F1 and the Sabre. This is F1 Chassis 1, the first one in the world, the triple-seater. It's always amazing to see an F1. I mean, this is a legendary car, and this is literally the first one. That's crazy. And then the Sabre, you can compare the two of them, right? They're both essentially McLaren Hypercars. The Sabre is so much more extreme. Look at the wing, the arrow, and like these hexagonal cutouts and the carbon fiber. This is my first time getting up and close with a Sabre. That diffuser is absurd. I've seen, P1, Senna's and everything all over in Car Week and stuff, but these seats are really cool too. Look at that. They look like Senna seats with extra diamond patterning on them. Gloss carbon versus satin carbon, the contrast. And these tiny little side view mirrors. Look at that. I don't know, it is crazy. 13, so is that the number 13th one?
One of 15.
That must be the 13th, well yeah, 15 in the world. We'll appreciate the F1, it's the classic, right? It's simple, if you compare the two of them, the Sabre is so much more complex in the shapes and the arrow and the ducting, whereas the F1 is clean and simple. But I mean, this was the world's fastest car. They both have the little tiny side windows where it makes probably picking up Starbucks really difficult. The triple seating is really cool. McLaren brought that back with the speed tail where you have 3 drivers in the middle. And then around back, what did I just walk into? Oh, that thing. Quad exhaust tips. I mean, the Sabre is expensive, but compared to an F1, the price is not even remotely on the same level, which is crazy to think about because this car costs more than a lot of people will make in a lifetime. Exhaust tips right back there in the middle. This is so, everything you see on the outside is carbon fiber. That's all carbon. Okay, that's gloss. That's carbon. More carbon. Wow. I think that's where you put gas in it, but it's behind glass, so that must open up. That's interesting. I have no idea how much this F1 is actually worth. I know I said like a lot of millions, but it's the first one in the world, so say hi. How much do you think the F1 is worth?
What?
How much is this F1 worth?
I don't know, like 5 million?
No, you're not even. Yo, go away.
What?
20? What? How much is it? At least 15 to 20 million.
Can I trade my Nissan
Someone
for it?
told me 23
Yes.
million. I don't
23?
23 million.
First one in the world, so it's going to be even more valuable than all the other F1s out there. This is crazy. V12. Insanity. Check out the center lock wheels. A friend of mine did 600 LT brakes in that finish, the caliper. It's like a liquid metal, and it's really cool. Those carbon ceramic discs fill the entire wheel. And I just love the finish of the carbon between different panels. And you also know it lines up perfectly along this middle seam, and the weave just continues across every single panel. Even the mirror, full carbon fiber. Quick glimpse of the interior. Really similar to the Senna interior, the new screen and everything in the middle. And then just more of that gloss versus satin finish. This car is really nicely spec'd. A little more subtle. You know, like Sparky's, his is like blue and orange, a little more flamboyant. This is like the stealth version of the Sabre. And when those rear taillights come on, they look epic. And then in comparison, F1 is almost simple, but I mean, you can't deny that this is definitely the GOAT. We're back on the other side of the barrier with Christian from McLaren Chicago. You run the service department, right?
Sir.
Yeah, so actually we've been connected for a while since you were at McLaren Scottsdale.
That is true.
But now he's at Chicago, and he graciously let me check out the Sabre and the F1. So Christian, how do you get to those? Because the fuel filler cover is on the other side too, behind that glass panel.
Correct, yeah, once you open the door, there's a switch on the inside right behind the door still.
And it's all like touchscreen?
Yep, you press your finger and it pops open.
How much of this is shared with the Senna? Are you allowed to say?
Not much. It is built on a similar platform.
Okay.
But other than that, it's definitely unique. So one of 15.
It's gorgeous. 15, and I'm assuming this is number 13 of 15. Are they actually serialized in that way?
Not all.
Not all of them? Oh, okay, okay. Man, that's MSO, McLaren Special Operations. It means they make amazing vehicles, but it also means it costs quite a lot of money. These seats are a couple different layers of material, and the accent there is supposed to match the champagne gold that you see around the trim there. That attention to detail is what makes these cars so special. You'll note the F1 has a roof scoop. This one does not have one, and I don't think you could do it. People are putting roof scoops on the Speedtails now from McLaren afterwards, and also a little Sabre badging right on the dash. Here's another crazy detail. The 13 inside the numbers, the carbon weave has reversed direction. Look at that. I didn't notice that until Christian pointed out. That's really cool. I didn't even know how you would do that with the mold and laying the fibers. That's insane. Is it a different layer of carbon? The Sabre and the F1 are obviously insane, but something arguably equally exciting is a more mainstream performance hybrid coming from McLaren. We did a video talking about it, but this is my first time seeing it in person. Here it is, new McLaren Artura. Am I pronouncing that right? Artura.
That's correct, yes.
Artura. This is a plug-in hybrid V6 McLaren. It effectively replaces the Sport Series. So this is you can think of it as the F570 replacement, but it's a V6 twin turbo hybrid. And I'm a big fan of the styling. Look at the sculpting on that carbon fiber front splitter, the front bumper. It's got kind of the socket style headlights that you'll see on the 720, the Senna. So it's very, very different from the 570. Look, it's got carbon fiber fender louvers. That's usually like an LT model type of thing. This one's got full harness on the inside. It is, I believe, a prototype. Out back, again, like the Sport Series, you really can't get to much. The Sport Series has a little flap that opens. You can't open up the entire engine cover either. We still have the large opening on the side for intake of air, but it's re-sculpted. This car is really like smooth designed. It's very cohesive. I like it a lot. This one, I believe, has the track pack. Around back, you have the mesh grille, and then full carbon fiber. There's not much space back here. That's why I'm so close to the car. Look, there's a wall, but dual exhaust tips here. I've been told it sounds actually quite similar to the 570 for a V6. In the interior, I remember talking about it in another video, but like all new infotainment, new processing power, a lot quicker. I think it finally has Apple CarPlay. I'll double check that, but I think it might have Apple CarPlay, which is definitely nice. A livable, everyday supercar McLaren that is now a plug-in hybrid. We also have the GT over here, which we saw at Monterey 2 years ago, I think. Got to check that out too. This is the most luxurious street road oriented version in the McLaren lineup, and they're really proud of the fact that you could fit like golf clubs in the back. So the most practical of the McLarens. All right, getting to hop in. Again, this is a prototype, pre-production. They don't have test cars out, but with the MSO track back on the inside, you get these race seats. We've got the seat belt, the harness here, which is crazy. All right, how easy is it to get into the new Artura? That was actually really easy. These new generations of the carbon tub, the sill is not that wide or tall, and you can get in actually quite easily. There it is. I'm in a new McLaren Artura. It feels so similar. We have the similar wheel with the toggle paddle shifters, the carbon, and put the new giant fixed screen in the middle too. Oh man, this is cool. This is like exclusive access to the McLaren Artura. Still have the Bowers & Wilkins system here. That new center screen, it does have Apple CarPlay, all the carbon packs on the inside too. A lot of it's very familiar, like these stalks are the same as like all the 570s too. It feels familiar but different at the same time. That's a very dusty screen. And that's what we were just talking about, the sill here, it's so much lower, where the 12C and the like 650S is higher. You'll lift yourself over, so that makes in and out a lot easier. We also have a cup holder. And look at that like parcel shelf back there. Obviously you got the harness bar there, but without that track pack, this is actually really practical. There's more interior storage space in this thing than my R8, I think. Oh, there's another cup holder over there too. Well designed, McLaren. This is a really nice interior. All right, let me get my way out of this.
Yeah, you have to like slide into it because it's so tall.
That's so easy. That's really, really easy. Ergonomically, the Artura is another step up from the Sport Series for sure. Thanks, McLaren Chicago. There we go. This is the future. Plug-in hybrid supercars. I'm happy they'll still have a gas engine because that adds some of the emotion. The pure EV for a fun sports car, I'm not still totally sold on yet. But this McLaren is definitely a step. This is a 720 as of the kit that makes it look like an LT. Oh, Senna, cool. We've got Daryl's Pista Spider on these epic Brixton Forge wheels. Pretty good. Those wheels are amazing. That car is so low. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey, where was the awesome power?
Yeah. Daryl also bought an LT.
Yes.
All right, we need to do something with this at some point.
Oh, let me know. Hit me up.
All right, I'll text you. This is a cool car. One of the fastest things in the world right now. That's actually factory paint too, which is pretty cool. That's unique.
Hi, Daddy.
The opposite of resale red?
Resale red?
The opposite of resale red.
Oh,
It's paint. Yeah, that's even a diffuser.
Yes.
Wow.
Verdict Curse, 1 and 2.
That's very
And it's
interesting.
got green stitching inside. It's a 5.
Somebody really liked green. Tim just effectively made me off-road my R8 on the way to wherever we're eating lunch. Where are we eating?
It's worth it. It's called Napolita. It's the fantastic pizza. It's the best pizza in the area.
I just had 2 pizzas on Wednesday, like by myself.
Okay.
So I guess I'm eating more pizza. We'll finish this video. The McLarens were awesome to check out. Thanks again to McLaren
Make
Chicago.
sure to like the subscribe button and subscribe to the like button. See you later.
And with that, goodbye.